Hey, what's up? Justin here, and what I wanted to talk about today is empathy. So in my experience, about 90% of the time when someone is really angry or upset at me, it's because on some level I've shown some kind of lack of empathy. I've lacked the effort to maybe even try and understand the other person's perspective or point of view or where they're coming from. I would argue that this is the case on both sides of the political spectrum, where the other side maybe thinks that the other side is showing a lack of empathy, and it's more to do with the fact that not that they completely understand their perspective, it's that they're not even putting in any effort to try and understand their perspective, and it's kind of like people are angry at the laziness of it all and the fact that they're not engaging with life. So there's a lot of things in this world that you can't control. You can't control where you were born, you can't control that you were born, you can't control a lot of things to do with your looks and your circumstance and things that happened in your childhood. Now subjectively, it makes us feel better to feel like we have some kind of control in your life, and depending where you are on the whole philosophical spectrum of fate or everything's random and in control, you might have different levels of empathy based on people's life situations and maybe where they've ended up due to the choices that they've made. If you believe that everything is fated, for example, you might be more kind and empathetic towards everyone because you feel like no one really has control over their circumstance and it's all part of fate. If you believe that everything's random and maybe that people have complete control over their own lives, which is powerful in itself in some respect, there's arguments for both sides, then you might have less empathy just in general towards people because you feel like people might need to step up and take a little bit more control in their lives. In my opinion, it's more important to be empathetic towards everyone, not because of where you sit in the spectrum, but more to do with the universe that we live in right now. I mean, who's to say that we couldn't have just been born into a world full of pain and negative experiences and still have the same consciousness? Who's to say that a universe or a world couldn't exist where we just went through completely negative experiences? Now, if you're coming from that perspective, then every single tiny little thing ever that happens to you that's good, even for a second, is something that's kind of like a gift that's been given to you by this world, something that you get to experience. So when you look at other people's perspectives, you can try and walk in their shoes intellectually, you can try and put the effort into understanding them, which is going to be beneficial for your well-being because you're going to just be able to connect more with other people just in general. But it's also good from a point of view where maybe you're just coming from a baseline where you're not putting judgments onto things, you're not expecting good things to happen, you're not being entitled, and you can just appreciate the small things and the small blessings that are given to you as a gift, and you can have a deeper appreciation of life. So I hope you guys get some sort of value from this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.